heard it said before that life is kind of sprinkled with these moments, these defining moments. You know, things that really have the potential and the tendency to change the direction of our lives, to alter the course of our own personal history.
A lot of Oregon action in here. 3 Oregon runners. Looks like Wayland Baptist, Kirby Dunn, as you say?
Yes, Kirby Dunn is in the front. They're off quickly.
Is he related to Jason Dunn, the coach at Sanford?
Maybe.
Or Victor?
If you relate life to a roller coaster, I mean, it was just a steady climb, and there seemed to be no drop in sight. I had a great job. I was dating the girl of my dreams. A few months after we started dating, I actually proposed to her, and the year after I graduated, I was 23 years old, and I married the girl of my dreams. And that was the highest point of my life. It really was. It was the best moment of my life. I mean, it just followed all of this success and all this greatness. And I guess you could say that maybe I should have been on the lookout for that drop, but I really don't think that in life you're on the lookout for that drop. You want things to be good, and they were good, and I wasn't complaining about it. And it was just a few weeks into that I started feeling a lot of pain in my back. And I thought that, maybe it was just because of the fact that I had taken off running for a few months just to get married and enjoy that time of my life. And just things were just rusty starting back up. But the pain just kept on getting worse and worse. And just a couple months into our marriage, it got so bad that I couldn't even do anything. It was hard for me to work. It was hard for me to do anything. I couldn't sleep. I was beginning to lose my appetite, and I had to go to the doctor. I had to get things checked out. They didn't really understand what was going on, so they had to run tests. They drew my blood. They did all sorts of tests. I went for scans and x-rays and that type of thing, and I went back the next day for the results of all those tests, and it was one of those times where I was in a lot of pain, but as soon as the doctor walked in, I could just see the look on his face that something was wrong. It was something terrible.
Wire run.
I think Dunn is going to get caught.
I remember it just like it was yesterday. He came in and he just looked at me, and I could see it in his eyes, and he said, "The good news is, I know why your back is hurting." And then he said, "The bad news is, you have a tumor that's about 12.5 centimeters in length in your abdomen." And it was at that moment where it went from the high to the low. It went from the very highest point in my life to instantaneously the lowest point in my life. Through more tests and more visits, we found out that what I had was stage 3B testicular cancer, basically what Lance Armstrong had. I was in for a long haul. It wasn't something that was going to be resolved quickly. They said I was going to have 4 cycles of chemo, and as it turned out, I had to have more than that. I had to have 5 cycles of chemo, and unfortunately, that wasn't even enough. And it was spreading throughout my body, and the masses were getting very large, which is rare. So after the chemo, we had to line up another surgery, and it was a major surgery. It was a surgery that they don't typically even do anymore because it only has a 30% survival rate. I mean, they had to cut me from the bottom of my chest all the way to my pelvic bone and take out my stomach, take out my intestines, just basically almost gut me. And they put all that on my chest, and that was just to get to the mass. And then they had to remove the mass, and then they had to remove all the lymphatic tissue in my abdomen and close me back up, and that took 11.5 hours. 2 months after that major surgery, I had another major surgery where they had to go in. They had to put a tube into my side and actually deflate my lung. They had to collapse on purpose my right lung. It was really at that point that they officially said, okay, there's nothing left. There's no more cancer, and it had been a 10-month ordeal. It lasted a lot longer than I had hoped for.
Hey guys, thanks for that message. Definitely appreciate the prayers. I'm healed, I'm gonna get better, and everything's gonna go back to normal here soon, guys, so no need to worry, but keep on praying, and I will see you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye.
And all throughout this journey of cancer, I experienced a peace that I can only describe as the peace of God. And it was only because of my relationship with Christ that we got through this. But things are getting better again. I'm beginning to be able to run again. I'm beginning to get back into life as I used to know it. Now being on this end of it, I had dreams beforehand, and I guess they're still there, but I had dreams of reaching even higher success in track and field, and just seeing what I can do post-collegiately. And I think those dreams are still there. But now, just the joy of getting out there and running, even if it's slow, even if it's slower than I even remember ever going, it still brings joy to me, just to be able to go out and put one foot in front of the other. I never thought that I could get so much joy out of just going and doing that. I mean, it used to be a competition every day. It used to be, how fast can I go? How hard can I push myself? And I did that almost every day out here on this track. But now it's just like, I'm just happy to be alive, happy that I have the ability to run still. And I'm going to continue running as long as my body will let me. And whatever happens competitively, if I never race again, I don't really care. I love to run, and I want to share that love with people, and that's kind of why I'm wanting to be a part of this wellness run, because I think that people can find joy in running if they really want to. And I want people to know that it doesn't matter what happens in your life, God's there. It doesn't matter where you find yourself, where you are in your life, God's there right with you. And He's going to help you get through whatever life brings your way.
Dunn, still looking strong here. Dunn's looking back here. He can taste the championship. He's got about 100 to go, a little less. He's digging down deep, and it looks like he's going to do it here. It's going to be Dunn from the gun.